One of the most alarming aspects of the current crisis between Russia and Ukraine is the sheer size and proximity of the Russian military forces that have been deployed near the Ukrainian border. According to Ukrainian and Western officials, Russia has amassed roughly 100,000 troops in and around Ukraine, and some of them are within 50 kilometers of the border. This poses a serious threat to Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, as well as to the stability and security of the region. The estimated number of Russian troops deployed in and around Ukraine has ranged from 100,000 to 190,000 in recent weeks. This includes military troops along the border in Belarus and in occupied Crimea, Russian National Guard and other internal security units deployed to these areas, and Russian-led forces in eastern Ukraine. They are equipped with everything from tanks and artillery to air power and naval support. The Russian troops are not only concentrated on the Eastern Front, where Ukraine has been locked in a grinding war with Russian-backed separatists since 2014, but also on the northern and southern flanks, where they could open new fronts or cut off vital supply lines for Ukraine. For example, forces deployed north of Ukraine could stretch the country's forces thin and threaten its capital, Kyiv. Forces deployed near Crimea could block access to the Black Sea or launch amphibious assaults on the Ukrainian coast. The buildup of Russian forces near the Ukrainian border has raised concerns among Western and Ukrainian officials that the Kremlin might be preparing for significant military action, possibly an invasion. Intelligence agencies have assessed that the Kremlin has drawn up plans for a military operation involving up to 175,000 troops that could begin in the coming weeks. While it is not clear whether President Vladimir Putin of Russia has decided to launch an attack, analysts say the country is well on its way toward constructing the architecture needed for a significant military intervention in Ukraine. The Kremlin has denied any aggressive intentions and said that its troop movements are defensive and routine. It has also accused NATO of provoking tensions by expanding eastward and supporting Ukraine's aspirations to join the alliance. Russia has demanded what it calls security guarantees from NATO, which would include a ban on further enlargement, a withdrawal of NATO forces from Eastern Europe, and a halt to NATO's missile defense system. On Monday, representatives from the United States and Russia will meet in Geneva for talks aimed at de-escalating the crisis. The talks are seen as a critical opportunity to avoid a potential war that could have devastating consequences for millions of people and for global security. However, the prospects for a diplomatic breakthrough are uncertain, as both sides have expressed deep mistrust and divergent interests. The fate of Ukraine, and perhaps of Europe, hangs in the balance.